Oh my god. Hello guys, how are you getting on? My name is Aaron Kelly. Welcome back to another video. What a night last night was. An incredible away victory in the last 16 of the Champions League for Chelsea. And don't get me wrong, when the draw came out for the last 16 and I saw we got Atletico Madrid, my initial reaction was, fuck. Atletico Madrid is the worst tie we could have possibly gotten because of how incredibly well structured they are and how tough they are to break down and how good their general gamesmanship is, added to the fact that they're top of La Liga and have one of the highest scorers in Europe in Luis Suarez, obviously joint top scorer in La Liga, joined only with the GOAT, Lionel Messi. They have not been in great form recently at Atletico Madrid, and obviously they've lost 3 players due to injury. I think it was Hector Herrera, Jose Maria Jimenez and Yannick Carrasco, which are 3 big players, but they were boosted by the return of João Felix. And for me, this was the first really massive test for Thomas Tuchel. Would we consider Tottenham a massive test? Nah, not really. And he made changes from the weekend. Christensen came back in for Zuma. Hudson-Odoi, despite his substitution, returned to the starting 11. Jorginho was back in for N'Golo Kante, and there was a return to the team for a certain man called Olivier Giroud. We'll get into him in a minute. I mean, the first 5 minutes were pretty bad. We could have conceded 2 inside the first couple of minutes. One was a bad back pass by Azpilicueta and a poor touch from Mendy, which I think nearly let in Saul. And then a couple of minutes later, Luis Suarez capitalises upon a bad mix-up between Christensen and Rudiger, or Alonso and Rudiger, should I say, and puts it across the box, and Thomas Lemar just about not able to reach it to tap it into what would have been pretty much an empty net. But Chelsea looked good. Like, the passing was slick. We were looking patient as well. We weren't trying to force it, which a lot of teams are guilty of doing against Atletico Madrid, and then being caught with, you know, the pace of the likes of Correa and Felix on the counter attack. We were patient. We were keeping the ball. Mason Mount was buzzing around, always trying to link the play, link the forwards in the midfield. Put in a very good cross, which was just beyond Timo Werner, who then forced a good save out of Jan Oblak. I mean, a save you'd expect him to make. It was a decent effort from the tight angle. And 0-0 at half-time, and overall just a very frustrating half of football for Chelsea, because we could see initially how Atletico Madrid are going to pretty much always line up with you know, those kind of 2 banks of 4, and then relying on, you know, their front 3 to get them out of trouble on the counter attack when they're not defending. You know, Llorente and Lemar were being asked to do more defending than attacking as wing backs. Koke and Saul were holding the midfield and protecting that back line. And, you know, there is always that threat of João Felix and Luis Suarez on the counter attack, and that was the biggest thing that was worrying me for Chelsea. And I did think as well that while we were on top, it was so vital that we got a goal. But the way Atletico Madrid were defending, I just couldn't see us fashioning that clear-cut opportunity, especially with how, you know, our lack of clinical nature in front of goal recently has been very evident in most recent games. But when the goal did come, I think it's fair to say it was a piece of absolute art from Olivier Giroud. And we got to talk about this man for a second. He is a truly magnificent man, isn't he? Like, he really is. I can't think of any superlatives to really fully justify how good this guy really is. I mean, what an incredible bargain. Like, he said it himself after he won the Europa League for us. Thank you, Arsenal, for giving us this absolute gem of a signing. He's genuinely been one of the biggest bargains, I think, in Chelsea Football Club history, and that's not even an exaggeration, lads. This man has pulled us out of so many holes. He's the big man for the big occasion, and that was the case last night again. And the only problem with it was I wasn't really able to fully celebrate the goal, because once it did go in, and we'll talk about how it went in a second, it was deemed to have been offside by the on-field officials. And to be honest, looking back in the first couple of replays, I genuinely did think, yeah, fair call, it's unfortunate. But Olivier Giroud, right, it's a scramble in the box, and at the time I thought Mason Mount had flicked it over the top, and then he's backing into it away from goal, or towards goal with his back to goal, bicycle kicks it into the bottom corner with incredible athleticism and accuracy with the shot, and Oblak couldn't get anywhere near it. And to be fair to the officials, you know, the on-field officials, they were very quick to give the decision, but then we were waiting for another nearly 3 minutes for VAR to look at the decision and award the goal for Chelsea. And I was genuinely so surprised. As soon as I seen they were taking as long as they were taking with the VAR decision, I did think to myself, hang on, this might just be a goal, you know. It's a scramble in the box, and I thought Mount flicked it over, but it turned out, on second viewing, the Atletico Madrid defender Hermoso is just flicked it back towards his own goal, and Olivier Giroud did the rest. Incredible invention. He's a scorer of great goals, Olivier Giroud, and important ones as well. And it was no more than Chelsea deserved, because we were by far the better side, and Atletico Madrid will be very, very disappointed with this performance. I feel certainly their fans will be looking at it saying, you know, we sat back and only when Chelsea scored we looked in any way dangerous, and that we wanted to score ourselves. And even at that, I can't remember too many occasions where Edouard Mendy was forced into any great saves. Like when Chelsea went in front, Atletico did come out of their shells more. Their final pass was so lackluster, like it was so poor. Like there was a half chance for Luis Suarez, which was blocked by Christensen. João Felix had an acrobatic effort, which it would have had to be an incredible effort from that angle to get it in with that type of technique. But I can't think of too many occasions where that Chelsea defence was overly tested. The final whistle went, and Chelsea take a 1-goal lead, an away goal lead, into the second leg, hopefully in Stamford Bridge. I'm not sure. The second leg may be back in Bucharest as well. I don't know. But it seems to me that the English teams will be able to play in their home stadiums. I don't really know at the minute. But an unbelievable victory, an unbelievable performance. You knew it was going to be that kind of tactical battle between Simeone and Tuchel. But as, you know, I need to say, the job is only half done. We only have one foot in the quarter-final now. It's a big second leg to come at Stamford Bridge. And you know that Atletico Madrid will, you know, their hand has been forced now. They have to come out and try and score against Chelsea in the second leg, and hopefully that will leave one or two gaps at the back for, you know, Werner and whoever plays up top with him to try and exploit. There are negatives to last night's performance. We are going to be missing two players that started last night, Jorginho being one of them, who was booked, and obviously Mason Mount as well, which is the bigger one, and the one that I'm definitely most worried about missing in the second leg. But the second leg isn't for another 3 weeks. I think it's on St. Patrick's night, actually, funnily enough, so it could be an absolutely fantastic night for Chelsea Football Club. It was the biggest game of the season, and I would argue the best performance of the season against incredibly good opposition. I credit where credit is due. Atletico Madrid, they're not the most pretty to watch, but they are very good at what they do, and I've always admired Diego Simeone. I know people call his football negative, similar to Jose Mourinho, really. They're very good at what they do, and the fact that Chelsea were able to dominate the game, create a few decent chances, and score a spectacular goal like that. We got the look at the draw. Let's be honest, it was a lucky goal the way it just fell to Giroud like that, but he still had to finish it in the way that he did as well. Absolutely unbelievable, and I think as good a knockout goal in the UEFA Champions League as you are likely to see. But we do not stop here. The good performance like that has to continue into the weekend. We have an absolutely massive game in the Premier League on Sunday against Manchester United, which if we win will take us back into the top four, and I believe West Ham are playing Man City or someone who they're not really too likely to get a win against. We'll see, but hopefully Chelsea don't stop here, because if we perform like we did last night, with the kind of grit and determination that I want to see from my team against Manchester United this Sunday, I think we have a decent chance of beating them. So it'll be interesting to see. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. A famous victory for Chelsea Football Club, and long may it continue. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are new around here, and I will catch you later.